Hey guys, Tracy Pelfrey here. So I happen to be going through some older videos on the NTCC Graham YouTube channel. I went back to the very beginning in October of 2020, I believe this is, during the pandemic. Mike is having a cow over the pulpit about the restrictions from the government. Let's listen to it and see if anything sounds like it correlates or crosses over into the NTCC realm. Let's listen to Mike with his diatribe already in progress.
And you need companionship, and you need fellowship. And what are you going to do about Christmas? You can't have Christmas. You can't have anybody over. Come find out.
What if you were to flip this script? Flip it right over. Flip it on its butt, if you will. This is so funny to me. This is so ironic and funny and crazy because he is foaming at the mouth at the government, but he does that and worse. He does that and worse. Oh my God. Come find out. That's what people need to do up there in Graham. Are you going to invite someone over? You think Pastor Kekel will let you have somebody over? You think he'll let you have 2 or 3 couples over for Christmas or celebrate the New Year maybe? I don't know. Come find out. Wait. I need to get a straight face. I need to channel Clint Eastwood. Come find out, 'cause you're invited. Come find out. It's hilarious to me. It's hilarious on one hand. On the other hand, it's absolutely scary and pathetic because they're still doing the same thing. You have to get permission. He is limiting. He is doing the same communistic garbage that he is trying to rebel rouse the truth. Yeah, amen, sir. Yeah, woo! Come see, come find out. Then they have to go to Kekel or whomever the one in control of that is now. The ministry of permissions. Just like the communist has ministry of this and ministry of that. Right after this, can you imagine? Sir, can we have... No, you can't have that many people over. Because who knows what would happen. You might start talking about this organization. That's what it is. That's why they segregate everyone. And it's a living permission, meaning it can change at any time. It can morph into something totally different, depending on your behavior. If you people in the dorm don't act right, guess what? No permission, there's a curfew. Boom. You either have to go along with it or pack your stuff and get out. Ever since we went to the school in 92, people were segregated. So you had your ministers who had already graduated up there in Graham. You had Bible school students. And eventually when they opened to the public, you had just regular church members. Then you had all the subgroups within that. So in the subgroup of students, there were married and there were single in the dorm. I don't know that there were any single out of the dorm. Then you had ministers, and then you had the church members. So ministers were told clearly, I mean, we heard it in classes all the time. You don't mess with the visitors. Don't talk to them. Don't mess with the students. Don't talk to them. The Kekels, I don't think, know what it means to ask permission. Maybe when he was in Bible school, pretty much they've gone their whole NTCC career not having to abide by the rules that everyone else has to abide by. Let's see what else Mike says. There's the laughter again. Gotta go along with the guy. You gotta go along with what he says. Because he's watching. He's watching angrily to see who's not in agreement with my behavior and my words, my stirring words, stirring the troops.
Ain't no stinking communist gonna tell me I can't have my friends in my house if I want to.
Ain't no stinking self-appointed man of God gonna tell me that I can't have friends over when I want to. Oopsie. Yes, he can, because he does. And you let him get away with it. So let's see if I got that straight. Ain't no stinking communist gonna tell me I can't have my friends in my house if I want to.
Ain't no stinking communist gonna tell me I can't have my friends in my house if I want to.
And the crowd goes wild. And yet, who will be the one to stand up to this, dare I say, stinking church communist and tell him and tell them, tell the leadership, I'm going to have friends over if I want. I'm a grown adult. The closest someone came to doing that, to the best of my knowledge, is our friend Mr. Eric Meeks, who dared to ask questions. Just ask questions. And he was marked. And it's funny because even though many of us, we didn't even know of him at the time. We just knew there was someone in the congregation, someone who was a Bible school student. We didn't know him, but we knew a person existed in that place, at least one person who Mike was not happy with because he was showing signs of questioning. If you're like me, I'm 62, I've seen a lot of documentaries about the Holocaust, about Hitler, about cult leaders, about organizations that control people, governments around the world, and they all hate many things, but one is questions. Questions and looking like, putting on a face that you're like, what? What is this? What is this all about? If you put the quizzical look on your face, you are a marked man or woman. I'm telling you, you already know it. If you're in, you know it. You've seen it. Whether you choose to acknowledge that fact or not is something else. We've all seen it in all of its glory. And what went through our minds when someone asked a question? Either stood up, raised their hand, whatever it was. They were properly humiliated. The question more than likely was not answered and likely dismissed entirely. So what were you thinking to yourself when that occurred? Either as someone who's out now or someone who's in? And actually, did you think for yourself? Or did you just adopt whatever you were told was actually happening there? Like Mike did to Meeks for months. Months. And then after he got out and all of it was confirmed that it was about him, it's so obvious how the indoctrination works. You say, was my reaction healthy? Was it healthy to look at that person and be, oh my God, I can't believe they're asking a question? And to say that is not discounting the fact that there have been people through the decades who asked weird questions. But for the most part, most people didn't. You kept it to yourself. You hoped someone else would be brave enough to ask the question, maybe, so you wouldn't have to be the one to do it. For those who were beginning to get clued into what this group was about and they dared to ask the question, you were fearful. Why? If you analyze, what is my reaction to someone who asks a question? And while you're thinking about that question, let's move on with Mike.
Seriously, they don't have a right to do that. It's against the Constitution to say we can't be together.
Amen, sir. Does that mean you're going to stop making us get permission to have people over? We can just do it when we want? All right. That's awesome. Because I feel really stupid telling my family and friends back home that I'm in this group that makes me ask permission to have people over and to date and to get married and all that. So this is awesome news to hear you come across the pulpit like this, fiery, I feel confident now things are going to change around here.
They can let all their people of ill repute and filthiness get together all they want to, but not the church people and not families.
Oh, I can feel it now. I'm so certain. He's talking about families and about Christians. It really sounds like he's going to end this with how he's going to lift all the rules and permissions about getting together. Whew, maybe this pandemic brought about something good after all.
I got to do this and you got to do that, or we're going to fine you and imprison you and do this. Don't you see it's a Roman Empire all over again?
That thought had crossed my mind before. I was thinking Pharisees and putting burdens on people that they themselves will not attempt to take on themselves.
We must not secede to this garbage in the land, and Christians need to have enough intelligence and insight and understanding to see what's being done to us.
But here's the thing. The same things that he's saying here can be said of him and his group. Pretty much verbatim. He's making his own case against his own controlling cult permissions and control over who you can and cannot be around. It's priceless. It's been going on for how many decades? And I checked with my man on the street, Mr. Eric Meeks, and asked him a few questions. I wanted to see what were the stipulations that were going on there. So as of when he left last year, there were still permissions in place. But what they set up here in the school is important because it's not a school, it's an indoctrination camp. That's all it is. It's an indoctrination compound.
I need fellowship. I need to talk to somebody. I need to have friends. And they can't take that away from you. And they're going to have to follow you around and they'll bring a gun down on your head or something to stop it.
He doesn't see again. He is talking about his organization. And maybe you can stop the government from bothering you. But guess who won't stop ever? Because they haven't so far for well over 50 years. That's New Testament Christian Churches of America, led by Mike Kekel. They won't. You're still going to have to be under this communistic lifestyle that he's preaching against. It falls totally flat because that's what he does. And he can just blatantly say it. And they'll say amen. And they're going to go right home. They're going to leave that service. And they're going to be in the world that he is preaching against right here.
We shall have fellowship.
But only with permission.
We shall prevail because God is not mocked.
And yet here is Mike mocking. Because he stands as a self-proclaimed representative. And he brings all of this legislation down on your life. As people have made comments recently on the Facebook page and on YouTube, their own parents didn't micromanage their life as much as these people do. In the name of God, that's how you mock God. You want to know how you mock God? Just like this. Just like this. Go out, do this, mimic this, you'll be mocking God.
Where are the harbingers of freedom and liberty in Jesus Christ, proclaiming in the land that we will not surrender to man?
You heard him. Go ye and do likewise. Don't surrender to this man. Your rights as an adult, your free will. So have you really made a decision on your own about anything? It's a question to ask. Just check and see.
But we will obey God. That's what we need is people that are showing the way.
Is this a political rally or a church service? I thought the sign out front said Christian church. I was just wondering.
Moving forward, light up the pathway.
You heard him. Dare you? Dare you to light the path? Finally to put light on the path and show you what this group is about, what this man is about. He's preaching all fiery here about the government, but it absolutely applies almost word for word concerning the iron fist that you are under in this group. Now, it's very easy to have a knee-jerk reaction to that. I did myself long ago and far away. That's why you have to think for yourself. You have to check yourself. Check the Bible. Is there behavior in there? And is what he's saying here, does it apply to the life I live here in Graham? And how many preachers from Graham have gone out to servicemen's homes or civilian churches and brought this same tactic with them? Oh, many, many. Will you be one of them, O thou Bible school student or minister languishing there in Graham, if you ever get the opportunity to leave? Will you do the same? You think this is of God? Do you really think this is of God? All of the control, all of the permissions, and all of the micromanagement. He can shut it all down in a moment, can't he? You can't go anywhere. You're in a curfew. You can't fellowship. You can't do this. You can't do that. Negative, negative, negative. Let him, by his own words here, allow you to stand up for your freedom to do what you would as an adult. And if it means you have to leave this group to do that, you do it. For not just your sake, your family, your friends, your children, your grandchildren, they're watching. They're watching you. They're listening. They're probably sitting in this very service listening. How old were the kids that were in this service? They know. They know you have to ask to get together. They know. They know all about it. They know more than you think. How will you answer for that? For enabling this guy? Kekel enabled Davis by not doing anything about Dennis. Oh, I knew. Who cares? You knew. Olson knew. Everybody knew, but no one did squat. Mike should have his head in shame. Why didn't you just do what was right, man? Do the right thing. Cowards don't do the right thing. They cover up their cowardice by being a bully. And they watch as other bullies bully. If you knew, you should have said something, should have done something. You should have walked away if it wasn't paid attention to. But instead, you become worse than that guy. You become worse than Davis. And you're heading right down the path of Dennis. And are there people telling Olson or somebody about you? Well, not Olson, because he's the premier enabler. It's just a legacy of enablers. And when will it stop?
Don't come around me talking about all of it, trying to discourage me. But this happened, and that happened, and the other happened. Yeah, stuff happens all the time. What are you going to do about it? You going to stop it? You can't.
It's hilarious. Don't come around me with that negative stuff. That's all he's about. They're like, who's the king of negativity around here, NTCC? I'll go talk to them. It would be Mike. That's who. That's who you go to. Of course, when he's talking in the voice of anyone else, it's mockulatory. Just like this. You can't stop it. That is absolutely true for NTCC. And that's why you've seen over the decades, most of the people are gone. Most. Why? You think they turn it around and make you think, oh, you're elite because you're still here. You're God's elite special forces, Olson will tell you. No, it's not. It's the opposite. You're being used. You're being used.
Man, I wonder, where's the faith?
And that's where we'll end it. Where is the faith? There is none. He spent all this time, and I cut out part of it. He's talking about politics again, going on about the government. But it was perfect because it laid out perfectly exactly the scenario that you're living within in this insulated society called New Testament Christian Churches of America, Incorporated. Have a great night.